Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to have our first big block on the channel. This is going to be probably a winter project for the Chevelle. Chevelles and big blocks pretty much go together like Busch Light and Casey's Pizza. Now, if you're from Iowa, that's not a joke. It's true. If you're from anywhere else, you probably think it's a joke, but it's really not. So this is what we're gonna have in store for the Chevelle. This was actually from a 2000 crew cab dually GMC Chevy, whichever you want to call it. It was hit in the front pretty good. Actually, it was hit to the point where we had to cut the frame about right here on the truck to let the crossmember and passenger side suspension parts fall far enough to get this out, because it was just kind of pinched in there, as you can see by the starter. Now, I didn't get video of actually taking it out of the truck. Didn't actually do that. Probably should have, but didn't end up getting that. However, there was pieces of the transmission casing that were just shattered off of here. It got hit so hard, and it actually broke the transmission mount completely off of the transmission. It had a 4L80E behind it, which I had thought about using, but definitely after seeing that, wasn't worth the hassle. So might be getting a 4-speed for this. So 4-speed, 454, 70 Chevelle. What more can you ask for? Obviously, body won't be perfect. It'll be just a completely amazing driver and more fun than we know what to do with. So, as I said, this got wrecked really early in its life. I actually bought the truck for a donor truck for my dad's 97. He used the bed off of it, some interior parts, stuff like that. The truck only had a little over 30,000 miles on it when it got hit. It's been sitting for probably 16 to 18 years, somewhere around there. Don't know exactly, but it's been quite a while. It is free. We turned it over. Have not tried to start it, have not tried any of that. So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to tear it down, see what everything looks like. I imagine everything will be pretty clean. Didn't feel like there was any rust ridges or anything on the cylinders when we were turning it over. So should be good, but more evidence of it getting hit real hard. That spark plug's broke. Really is nothing else really messed up engine wise from the hit besides the starter, and like this motor mount you can see is tweaked real good. We just went ahead and sawzalled the exhaust off of it. Actually, those probably would have come off real easy. We just didn't get around to that, so just figured we'd do the junkyard approach and just yank it out of there. So everything else though looks pretty good. The flex plate was actually bent. Like I said, the transmission took a good part of the hit. But yeah, otherwise looks pretty good. So we're gonna start tearing into it and let you guys see how it looks. All right, guys, so it didn't take very long, obviously. Pretty easy to get to everything. As for tonight, it's getting late. Gotta work tomorrow, so I'm done for tonight, but just wanted to kind of show you an update of where we're at. Everything looks pretty good. I know you can't probably see in here very well, but everything looks real clean. Looks pretty good. Obviously, like I said, only 30,000 miles on it, so didn't really expect anything super crazy, but it's always nice to know kind of how things are. Anybody needs some exhaust manifolds for one of these Vortec 454s? These things just about perfect. But anyhow, that's where we're at. We will flip forward to a day or two from now and get a little more tore down, see what the valve train looks like. Obviously, not really expecting anything to be bad there either, but you never know. So as for now, I've had the spark plugs out of it. They look pretty decent too, so everything's looking good. One question I will have for you guys, obviously this is going to get a regular style intake and a HEI distributor, you know, just to kind of make it super easy to swap into that. I've seen pretty good dynos on some of these Vortec 454s, guys pushing 10 pounds of boost or a little more from either twins or a big single and making 800 or 900 horsepower. That'd be pretty awesome. But as for now, that will be maybe a future endeavor. But as for now, what do you guys think? Should I just throw a 750 FST, like the same brand that we put on the C10? That thing's been doing awesome, so I would be happy that route. Or do we go Holly Sniper, Phytech, some type of drop-on EFI? I've heard good and bad things about stuff like that. So what do you think? Should we stick old school carbureted with the nice Vortec heads and stuff like that? Or do we keep fuel injection of some sort and go that route? I had thought about keeping the multi-port fuel injection. Two main reasons I went against that. Obviously, the first big one is the looks. You pop open the hood of that thing, you don't really want to see an ugly old Vortec fuel injection looking back at you. Second reason, wiring, to keep that harness and ECU and everything. Just, I have no problem doing the work. That doesn't bother me, but just, I don't want to see all that. I want to see a nice clean engine bay, and that's kind of why I'm down to the two choices that I just give you. So let me know down in the comments, what do you think on that? And then we will skip forward a couple days and keep tearing this thing down, and we'll show you what we find. And we are back. Next day, weather's a little more bearable, so just got off work. We're gonna tear this thing down a little further, see what we got, and you'll see it in just a little bit. And here we are so far. Got the intake off. See, it's a little crusty in there in the cooling ports, but I mean, you have a little bit of that, I guess. Overall, everything else pretty clean. I did notice that when I seen it the first time from the back, it looked like the whole deal was out of there from the factory, but still got some sealing going on. It doesn't look like anything was really leaking in the intake wise anywhere. All of the gaskets for the manifolds on both sides look good. Didn't look like it was blown out anywhere. And then, I mean, it looks good in there. So next step, we'll get these valve covers off, see how that looks, and then I guess we'll keep digging. All right, so got the spark plug wire runners off of the valve covers there. Got all the valve cover bolts out. Make sure you bag and tag these so you don't get them mixed up with other bolts, you know, just make sure. So we're gonna pop these open for the first time and see what we got. Whoa, she's a little crusty over in this region, but yeah, it'll be all right. Make sure to clean it up real good. Make sure we get them oil galleys real clear. This side looks pretty good up in there, but back in here, some of the moisture and stuff got to it. I don't know what that is growing in there, but there's that side. There, perfect. This side about the same. Front looks pretty good. Actually, this side looks better than the other side. All that looks good. Back here, a little crusty, but it'll be all right. Nothing we can't handle, so not looking too bad. Did have all of these out, like I said, all OEM AC Delco plugs. A little crusty there too, but I mean, like I said, it sat outside for probably a good 16 years, or somewhere between 15 and 17, I imagine. It wasn't very old when it got hit, so to be expected. It wasn't really stored very well. It was in the truck. That one looks pretty good. Not focusing very well, but can't complain there. Same, looks pretty good, really. So pretty happy with that. Don't know if I'm gonna take the heads off or not. Just don't really know yet. But as for right now, I think that's really about it. We'll probably end up getting different front accessory drive ordeal, get a different pulley, probably a different water pump, depending on how much room we have in there. But like I said, this isn't going to be a right now swap. This will probably be this winter, which will be here before we know it. But that's the plan for this, so I think I'm going to end it off there. I know it's just kind of a quick time-lapse video, but just want to let you know we got this thing, and we're going to be doing something with it. So the Chevelle is going to have big block power. So like I said, guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Carburetor, EFI, just want it to look old school. So that's the plan for it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. We'll keep coming for you.